Hey there, this is Gladys with another burning question. And this question, I'm going to have to use some different language than the language that was submitted because I don't want this video taken down from the social media platforms. So you can insinuate the word that I'm using. It starts with an S. When I say that the question was, why is it that it seems like men online are constantly making inappropriate comments or want to talk about inappropriate things, even if they're just meeting you online? So I'm gonna give different answers, a couple of different answers to this. And what I invite you to do is to look to see, is this the kind of man I keep attracting? Because not all men online or in person in real life are like that. There are men who are polite and cultured and mature and secure in themselves, and they don't need to engage in that kind of banter. But there's a reason why it's happening. So number one, people tell you who they are. You just got to pay attention. And so when somebody's doing this right from the beginning, he's being very honest. I know you don't like it. It may give you make you cringe, and it's just not the kind of man that you're looking to attract. But if he and others are showing up in your hemisphere, like I say, in your dating hemisphere, in your relationship hemisphere, we get to talk because there's something that's having them think that you're someone who would engage in this. Why do I say that? Because there are women who will engage back and forth in the banter, thinking that it's just flirting, and then it starts to get a little bit more and more and more explicit, and then they get upset, right? And also, to be honest, there are women who only want that too, right? So there's no judgment, but usually the women who are in our community, who are watching our videos, they don't just want that. Not that they don't want to be physically intimate and share that emotional and physical connection with someone. They don't want to engage in that kind of talk with somebody. They're just getting to know a stranger, right? So, but there are women who are engaging in the back and forth, thinking it makes them seem low maintenance, cool, chill. And so it's worked at least once, is what I say. When somebody keeps doing something, it's worked at least once. Another reason they may be doing that is just to see, right? Like test the waters. How far can it get before it's like a no-go? And then some of these men will say, I'm so sorry, I apologize, I didn't mean to offend you, I was just joking around, or I was just flirting. But you want to then pay attention. Does it continue? Does it stop for a little while and then it continues? Right? Because the question was, why do men seem to do that? Is because they're looking to see. A lot of times they're testing your boundaries, not your boundaries for them, your boundaries for you, right? So you get to determine how much of this am I willing to tolerate, accept, or engage in. The other thing I want to say is, what you don't want to do is lecture and tell him how inappropriate it is and who does he think he is. You don't want to give somebody that kind of power. You can just say, you know what, that kind of talk, it makes me uncomfortable. Having that kind of conversation or those kind of comments from someone I don't even know. A lot of times if you say that, so again, there's no make wrong. I'm not making him wrong. I am stating my boundary. Like, I don't feel comfortable with that kind of talk with someone who I don't even know. And a man who was maybe just thinking he was flirting and didn't mean to disrespect or insult you will probably apologize, back away, and not engage in it again, right? You can also say, I'm saying you're not lecturing him. You're not his teacher for the next woman, right? A man who's engaging in this, he gets to learn his lessons on his own, just like you're learning. Well, you have a coach. You have me, but he gets to learn his lessons on a coach, and you can just say, you know what, that kind of talk makes me feel uncomfortable, especially so soon when I don't know you. That is not making him wrong. That is expressing how you feel and what you prefer. If he doesn't respect it, let's say he apologizes, he stops, and then he starts again, you could say, look, I already mentioned that this isn't something that the kind of talk I want to engage in with someone who I'm not in a relationship with, and I don't feel comfortable with it, and I would just prefer to stop communicating, or this just doesn't feel like a match for me, period. You end it. It's respectful. You're maintaining your dignity. You don't have to bring somebody down to maintain your dignity, and you end the communication. But a lot of times this type of talk is happening because either other women are engaging in the back and forth in it, women are afraid to say what they prefer and what is appropriate to them and comfortable to them, or pretend it didn't happen, and they keep ignoring it, and then finally it gets to the point where they explode and it becomes a lecture. And you don't need to engage in that. You can just honor your own boundaries, see what feels comfortable to you, express it in a way that's dignified for you, and then if it's really not a match, it's not a match, and that's all you have to say. This just isn't a match for me, and that's it, and you end it like that. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you've got other questions, if this sparked something, make sure you reply to the message that you got this video with, and ask your question, and I will see you on the next burning question.